Oh, hey everybody! Welcome to the last Mac I will ever own unboxing video. So I was just over in the art space over in Color Spots Creative, which we've been building out in here. Certainly more than welcome to click on the link at the end of this YouTube video to see what that's all about. But in the meantime, I got a text from Apple. And so we are getting ready to move into the art space, and one thing we had to do was we had to upgrade. We had to upgrade our old 2010 27-inch i7 iMac to a brand new, top of the line, just came out, 27-inch i9 iMac. And so this is the unboxing video for that. I'm super excited. Wasn't available in the Apple stores. We had to order it online, and I'm going to tell you how to get the most bang for your buck and how to upgrade. So let's check that out. All right, let's just give it a little twist here because we're going to show what's going on. And in order to really kind of set this up, I'm going to need the table to do that. So we'll just move Mr. Planty out of the way, get a good shot of the table, and then, yeah, I'm going to go get it. It's at the front door. Oh boy, this is exciting. Ugh. Bend with the knees. I'll tell you, we don't get many packages nowadays that don't have Amazon written all over the sides of the box. And this is a very sort of nondescript box, and I think that's you know, per design by Apple, because if it's being delivered, if it's being dropped off, well, you don't really want you know, a big white box that says Apple on it, particularly with all of the you know, curbside thieves out there. So this is it. It comes in kind of a, well, it's an interesting box, isn't it? Trapezoidal, I don't really know, rhombus-y type box. But let's break into this and see what's going on. It looks like it's just got one seam right here across the very top, and then it flips open. Oh boy, does it flip open. I mean, you've got to hand it to Apple. Do they know how to design or what? So of course it's a box within a box. I mean, that goes to be expected. This is all about padding and protecting it while it's being shipped, and it's really thick cardboard. You've got a nice spongy foam there, and then this is the real magic right here. So I'm just going to pull this off and get rid of the boring old cardboard stuff that's there. Oh! And we're just going to drop that over there in the kitchen, and we'll clean it up later. Alright, so I mentioned that this is a 27-inch iMac. I mentioned that this is replacing a 2010. So that's almost 10 years on that. Now, back in 2010, when we bought the iMac i7 for Color Spots Creative, well, that iMac was cutting edge at the time, and we had gone with the i7 processor because it was a more powerful processor, and the one drawback, the only thing that anybody ever complained about, was the fact that it got hot. Well, we could deal with a little bit of heat if we were getting you know, a substantial processor. And nowadays, it's all about the i5. In fact, the iMac has been sort of lauded as being a power book that's basically got a big screen on it. So this is the i9 processor, and aside from getting a Xeon processor that you usually do with the high-end iMac Pro or even with the Mac Pro, this is the next best thing. So I really said that this is going to be the last Mac I ever owned, because if this can last me 10 years, I don't think we're going to be getting another computer. So if we're going 10 years in the future, who knows what that's going to be all about, but I don't think I'm going to be buying a computer back then. I think the computer and the chips are all going to be sci-fi and stuck inside my head. So this one is really exciting. This is going to be known as the early 2009 iMac i9, and it is a 27-inch, so it's the same size as our old one. And it is, well, it's a 3.6 gigahertz i9 processor, and it has something that's called Turbo Boost in it. And so Turbo Boost to 5 gigahertz. And so from what I understand, and we're going to run it through the ringer and kind of do a little side-by-side comparison, Turbo Boost is kind of like anything else. That's your peak use. And so when you're starting up an application or when you got a really big file that you're opening, you could get peak megahertz out of this i9 processor at the 5.0 range, but it's only for a limited amount of time before it then goes down to the 3.6. But our old processor in the 27, and that's going back to 2010, well, that was only a 2.93 gigahertz processor. So it doesn't seem like we're really going up in speed, but now let's talk about cores. So this is the i9 core, and then what's exciting about this is it's got twice as many cores as the i7. So I want to open the box. I'm kind of going on and on and on, but I just want to open the box. Let's spin it around right now and take a look at it. So we got that very flashy front. We've got you know, just a very simple, elegant side. I mean, go Apple. They've really taken minimalism to the full extent of it. And then at the very top, it seems like I've got this little pull tab right here with a little arrow. So we're going to pull that, and sure enough, that zips right off. So I'm guessing that this is just sort of a quick flip, and then it just falls down. All right, so now it's very similar to how the other box opened. This has got a lot more padding inside of it. So I'm going to take off these this styrofoam that's here. I think that's what wants to happen. Hold on, let's take a look at it here real quick. Just want to make sure I'm doing this right. And I think that the top piece wants to come up on its own. There we go. And that looks like that reveals some goodies here in the back. And so this is normally our software box, but everything being online, you don't really get too much software anymore. So let's see what's in here. This is probably the keyboard. What do you think? Oh, and it is the keyboard. Oh, so this is the new extended keyboard that we got. And so you remember this very similar keyboard design. You take a look at it here, you cut it off. That's kind of what we're used to. And so this is a business machine, and we really wanted the extended keyboard. You know, you'd be able to get that numpad in there. That's really important to things. And so this is that full keyboard. And I don't see a battery. I don't see any batteries that come in here. I just see an on-off switch. So I bet you this probably charges by USB. Well, we're going to have to get a little bit more information on that. Oh, sure enough. We've got the new USB-C connected there on the back. So I bet you that's how it charges. Also, we've got our Magic Mouse 2 in here. I don't really know how much different that is from the Magic Mouse 1. It looks exactly the same. So I'm not thinking that it's anything too crazy. Right here off the bat, the only thing that we got that was non-standard was we got the extended keyboard. Oh, we got a little keyboard control here, so that's a USB to the USB-C connection there. That's the same one you see on the iPhones. And let's see if we got anything underneath all this. I don't think so. I think that was it for that box. Gosh, what a sturdy box. You kind of want there to be a little bit more. Oh wait, there is. I bet you we're going to get our stickers in here. Okay, so that's all our warranty information. That's our stickers and a chamois. We're going to need that to clean the screen later. But for now, we're just going to put that off to the side. I'm going to put this kind of back in there as I found it. Put the keyboard on top and then slide that back in. Look, I'm not even doing it right. Wow, that is some solid design. If I had a job working for Apple to just design boxes, I'd be a very happy man, I tell you. All right, so here we are. We're in the box. I think I'm going to pull the whole thing out and get rid of the box here. So let's see. All foam. Okay, so it was resting on its pedestal here, and this is all glued to the box itself. So that's probably to stop vibration, stop anything from crushing it. And then this is, as I said, was resting on the pedestal during shipment. So I'm going to move this over here, put that down, get rid of this beautiful box. Not going to throw that away just yet. It's too pretty to throw away. And then let's get to the next part of it. So now we're going to get rid of these styrofoam pieces, which I think are just going to pull off to the side. Oh, God, look at the cut that's on that. I mean, this is like a beveled screen. It kind of reminds me of the Razr or even the MacBook Air, the way it's designed, where it's got this very thin bevel around the edge of it, and it's just cut perfectly to the styrofoam. So we're going to pull off the other one here, up, and that's got a little pocket in it, which is going to reveal the power cord. So we're going to definitely need that when we boot that all up. So put those over there, get rid of it, and then here it is. And so this is just kind of like a terry cloth type material. It wraps around the entire back and front. It looks like it's just got a little adhesive tab. And we do have an Apple label over here that says, hey, if you rip this, you break it, you own it. I just think that that's warranty information, and they do that to see if anyone has opened it for their first time, which is right now. And here it is. Oh boy. Okay. There it is. So 27 inches. We're not upgrading the screen. That's a pretty big screen. We're staying with the same screen because we're doing this on as much of a budget as we possibly can. It looks like it's got a whole film around it here. Let's take that off. There's nothing more satisfying than pulling the film off of a new screen. Before all the dust, before all the nicks and scratches, and you know, it's too soon to say, but before the dead pixels. This is one of the most satisfying things, is to get a new screen and just get that beautiful just sheen as it's pulled apart. So let's do that. It actually continues all the way around to cover the rear vent and the rear power cord, probably just to avoid getting any dust in it. All right. Oh, I know, slow and steady. I feel like we should be playing some sexy music here as this is unwrapped. Oh. And da-da-da. Okay, so let's talk about expenses here. Now, whether or not you're paying for, whether or not you max out your credit cards, whether or not it's a business expense, which it is here with colored spots, you know, you get a loan, you get something. This is definitely a workhorse of a computer. So our base model here that we talked about, so that's a 3.6 gigahertz, 8-core Intel i9 with just the 8 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, a 1 terabyte Fusion drive, a Radeon Pro 575 with 8 gigabytes of online GDDR5 RAM. So I did forget to mention this is the 5K screen, and so this is an upgrade from the last year's model where you could still get the 4Ks. This is a 5K. When I talk about the last back, if we can't go much more than 5K, I mean, you can't even see or appreciate that. Not at the distance where you're actually working on it. If you were across the room, sure. Comes with the Magic Mouse. Magic Mouse 2, can't not get that. Comes with a standard keyboard, which is just that side of the keyboard. We opted for the extended keyboard on here. And then it's just something called a country kit because we live in the United States. And it was probably shipped in from China. So that, we're looking at a price tag, not including tax, which is going to vary based on where you are, of $2,500. I'm going to say roughly on there. I'm just going to round it to $2,500. With that, we're going to upgrade the RAM. So we got 64 gigabytes, 2 chips, and that's from OWC, Otherworld Computing. And we ordered that at roughly $500 for that. So we're looking at $3,000 for this machine, and that is comparable to what we paid. I think we spent about $3,200 for the original 2010, mid-2010 i7 27-inch iMac with basic configuration. And aside from the fact that all of these innards in this machine, including the ports, are state-of-the-art, it resembles the 2010 iMac in every way except for the chassis, which doesn't have our CD drive, doesn't have that big thick bevel that goes all the way around. And we haven't fired it up yet, but I can tell just looking at it that, you know, we've got maybe about an inch of non-screen that goes around the exterior of that. So once we fire it up, we'll see how beautiful this is, and that'll be our next video. So welcome to the last computer I'll ever own. Why? Because if I get another 10 years out of this, there's not going to be any computers, not going to be any desktops, and heck, by that time, if everything is becoming what it is, Apple's probably not going to be making computers anymore either. It's all going to be in the mobile, it's all going to be iOS instead of the Mac OS. So I hope you liked this video. Please leave a like if you do. Stay tuned. We're going to get some benchmarks on this. We're going to fire it up. I'm going to show you how to put the RAM in, and then, well, we'll see them side by side. The new 2019 with the old 2010 iMac. All right. See you all then.